And together with Colonel Leonardo, si Mr. Tan also mentioned in his affidavit, paragraphs 3, 16, 17 also pointed to Colonel Garma. Colonel Garma, may I ask you po, would you have any idea bakit kayo po yung tinuturo ni Mr. Tan?
Hindi ko rin po alam, Mr. Chair.
Tapos, wala pang man, sabi mo nga, 15 days, bigla ka nag-PCSO. Tapos, nung tinanong ka kanya, sabi mo, are you close to the president, former president? Ang sagot mo, because of those promotions, sabi mo, is maybe, not maybe.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Paduano. The next to interpolate is Congressman Rog Gutierrez. You are recognized.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, karamihan ng katanungan ko po ay natanong na, but I still have a few siguro to clarify, and I won't belabor any of the points previously raised. I'd like to direct my questions po to Commissioner Leonardo, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, alam ko po siguro na banggit nyo na rin po na isagot nyo yung ibang mga katanungan dito, pero just to really test the witness and to really, see how consistent yung narrative is po. Can you relate to us po yung history of your career from the PNPA up to this incident when you were CIDG for the region?
From the PNP, Mr. Chair, upon graduation, we were assigned at Special Action Force to undergo training. And then, 1998, Mr. Chair, I was assigned in November of 1998, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Chair. I was assigned in Compostela Valley Province, Mr. Chair. And then I stayed there for 3 years, and after 2 years, I was reassigned back to Camp Crame CIDG for a short period, Mr. Chair. And then I was reassigned to CIDG 11 2001, Mr. Chair. And then I've been transferred from different region like ARMM, Region 10, and then back to Manila for a short period again, and then back again to Davao in 2008, Mr. Chair. Then on 2014 to 2015, Mr. Chair, if I'm not mistaken, I was reassigned back to NCRPO. And then in Manila, Mr. Chair. And then July of 2016, I was reassigned back to Region 11 CIDG, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So to clarify po, you've been, na-destino po kayo sa Davao, Region 11, around 3 times, 3 separate periods. You have the CIDG 11 in 2001, and you were assigned in Region 11 in 2008, and then back to Region 11 in 2016. Tama po ba?
Opo, Mr. Tama po.
Aggregate, how many years po kayo sa Davao?
Sa Davao po, since 1998, pabalik-balik po. More or less, nasa mga more than 10 years po. Tansya ko lang po yon.
More than 10 years po. Of course, you were not regional director yet then. I assume this is different positions, but most of the time, CIDG po talaga. Tama po ba?
Mostly CIDG po ang pinakamahaba sa career ko as PNP member, Mr. Chair.
Pasensya na po for the clarification. Di po ako kasi familiar with the organization of the PNP. Kapag po kayo ay CIDG, I understand merong region and meron rin po sa city. Were you assigned to the city for some time?
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Anong
Davao
period po
City.
yun? Davao City mismo. Ito po ba yung sinasabi po ninyo na 2008 or yung 2001?
2001, hindi po ako chief, pero sa region po ng
Region.
CIDG. Pero located in Davao City rin po yan.
Opo. Iba yung kampo po nung iba yung location ng CIDG region, tapos yung CIDG city, or within the same campo ba?
Magkalapit lang po.
Magkalapit.
Almost, magkalapit lang po.
Okay. So 2001 sa region po kayo na-assign. Yung 2008 po, is this in the city or sa region?
2008, city po.
City naman po
City.
to. And of course, yung 2016, regional head na po ito.
Regional
Regional head,
po.
regional head. Thank you. But in all these cases, Mr. Chair, the office is within Davao City po talaga. So you'd say, parang native ka na rin po ng Davao. Is that safe to assume?
I reside po in Davao, Mr. Chair.
Tubong Davao po talaga kayo.
Tondo, Manila po. But upon graduation, dun po ako. Dun po ako nakapag-asawa. Dun na rin po ako nagsettle, Mr. Chair.
So upon graduation.
Upon graduation po.
So that would be 1998, correct po, Mr. Chair?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
So from 1998 up to now, you hold residence in Davao. Tama po ba?
Sa Davao, Tagum po muna eh. Natira po muna ako sa Tagum City. And then,
Which is not far, Mr. Chair. No?
2000, oh, yeah po.
Okay.
Province po ng Davao region.
Okay. So 1998 up until now, Tagum area, Davao area. So sa Davao area na po talaga.
Davao po ako nakatira.
Davao talaga.
Up to now, Mr. Chair.
Tubong Tondo. So from 1998 to now, although you were assigned in Davao, close to home, since doon na po yung residence nyo, from 2011, 2001, 2008, 2016, pabalik-balik po kayo sa Davao. When you were assigned in ARM, assigned in Region 10,
Opo.
when you were assigned in Krame, you would go
Yes
back
po,
to
Mr.
Davao.
Chair.
Okay. Would you know, Mr. Chair, kung bakit po kayo na-assign sa Davao? Is this something like yung nabanggit ni Colonel Garma na you have 3 choices of regions or upon whose selection this is?
Doon pa, pinapili po kami ng mga region din. Ganun din po ang nangyari sa akin. Luckily, napunta po ako, Region 11, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, curious lang po ako sa kultura ng PNPA. I understand very close-knit group po kayo. And there's a term po, no? Ano yung tawag po ninyo as a group? Mista po ba yun? Or
Bok po, karamihan po sa amin, Bok po ang tawagan po namin, Mr.
wala po.
Chair.
Is there a name, I understand, na as a collective group? Lakan? Something like that? Tama po?
Lakan, kasi po parang pinag-isa po yun. Kasi may yung pong gender, equality. So, it was decided that we address each other Lakan po. Pero Bok pa rin po, pagka magkakilala. It's more practicable para sa amin yung Bok, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. So, BOC naman. So, generally close po ang mga cadet ng PNPA. In a batch, for example, gaano karami po kayo in 1998?
Ako po kasi, original 1996, nakagraduate po ako 1998.
Bakit
so,
po?
meron po akong lacking requirements po during that time.
So, for originally
98 po, I think more than 300 po kami nung gumraduate po.
300 po.
Mr. Chair.
And maybe ask Colonel Garma for 90, ano po kayo? 97?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Ilan po kayo na batchmates?
Pumasok po kami, mabot po kami ng more than 350. Then we graduated mga 176, I think, Your Honor.
So, very elite few lang po, no, ang PNPA. Usually, marami na po siguro yung 300 and in 1997, konting nga pala po, 176. And going up and down, usually ang maabutan nyo is how many years of batches po? 4 years up, 3 years up, 3 years down. Would that be a fair statement?
Nung time po namin, ang abutan po namin, yung senior sa amin at saka yung junior sa amin. Yung alimbawa po, sa case namin, ako po 96, ang inabutan ko po yung 97. Tapos yung 95 naman po yung upper class namin.
Okay. So usually just 1 year up, 1 year down. Yun yung mga
Opo,
kahalubilo po ninyo sa PNPA.
Yes po, nung time po kasi namin ay 2 years pa lang po.
2 years po.
Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
So in that case, we're looking at most 3 batches at a time na at least magkasama. And nagkaabutan po kayo ni Colonel Garma. I see. I mean, the point was belabored na magkakilala naman po kayo, magkaibigan, and understandably as batchmates in the PNPA. Pero may I ask, during your stint po, let's be specific, yung nangyari po itong incident in 2016, ilan po kayong batch 97-98 na-assign sa Davao?
97.
If I remembered it correctly, Mr. Chair, parang sa 98, parang 10 po. More or less 10 po.
Mga 10 lang po. And yung sa 97?
Mr. Chair, noong 2016, before my schooling, I think parang 4 lang ata kami, Mr. Chair. Yes.
So yung magkakaabutan from PNPA to be assigned in a certain area, sobrang slim po yung chances nun, no? Kasi from 300, konti na lang po kayo sa batch, at most 300, 170. And of course, assigned to the different regions. Of course, it makes sense na kung with the officership being distributed, konti lang po yun. Mabibilang sa dalawang kamay kung sino po yung mga kasama nyo na classmate in the area at any given time.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, would that just be coincidence po siguro? In the way that the allegations have fallen upon, I'll ask po si Colonel Leonardo, sa opinion niya po. Ano po yung iyong opinion sa mga paratang na nandun po sa sinumpang salaysay ni, I believe yung sa iyo po, nabanggit po kayo ni Mr. Tan. How do you react to that? You deny it outright po, no?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Would you have any idea po kaya, Mr. Chair, kung how would he even know your name? Or bakit kayo pa, of all the people in Davao, kayo pa po yung naituro ni Mr. Tan?
I have no idea, Mr. Chair, bakit binabanggit niya yung pangalan ko, Mr. Chair.
And together with Colonel Leonardo, si Mr. Tan also mentioned in his affidavit, paragraphs 3, 16, 17, also pointed to Colonel Garma. Colonel Garma, may I ask you po, would you have any idea bakit kayo po yung tinuturo ni Mr. Tan?
Hindi ko rin po alam, Mr. Chair.
So sa affidavit po ni Mr. Tan, nakachamba po siya ng dalawang PNPA na batch 97, 98 na nagsama sa Davao. Coincidentally lang po.
Mr. Chair, I do not know his intention, Mr. Chair.
Well, I think it's not just si Mr. Tan po, no? Kahit well, of course, si Mr. Fortaleza, hindi na po yung chamba. For him to mention you, Colonel Garma, from paragraphs 2 to 8, syempre kilala po kayo. Kayo po ay classmates, no? So I don't think there's any doubt. As to the motives of Mr. Fortaleza, that's yet for us to decide. But for Mr. Padilla po, who has nothing to do exactly with the PNP structure, he's mentioned you multiple times from paragraphs 5 to 10. And siguro naman po ito hindi chamba because you admitted to, although you don't admit to the facts in his sinumpang salaysay, you admit to knowing him, so it's not a coincidence po naman siguro. Would that be a fair statement, Colonel Garma?
It's not a fair statement, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Can you explain po?
You know, he lied on the first hearing. The second hearing, because he was detained, might be he realized that sa kanya lahat ang siyang may kasalanan. He need a fall guy. And it's easy to just blend on the facts presented during the first hearing. And it's easy to say he feared his life, Mr. Chair.
In the same way that he said he feared his life because of you.
Hindi po ako nakakatakot, Mr. Chair. Perception lang nila yun, pero hindi po ako nakakatakot.
Well, I'll take your statement as it is po. And I agree. Tama rin naman po. But that's why we're here. We take our evidences together and we assess them as a committee. Yet, you can only talk about the statement of Mr. Padilla. But how do we account for the statements of Mr. Tan, Mr. Andy, that would pin you? How do we take into consideration the statement of Mr. Las Cañas that has pinned both of you, coincidentally, to Lacans, Box, in Davao, coincidentally natagpo? And how do we now explain the coincidence also that you both face cases with the ICC? That's not a question, sorry. I'm just wondering here po, no? Because like we said po, the basis for our evidence here, it's a he said, she said thing. But there are a lot of hymns saying that she did it. And there's only her saying that she did not. In the case of Mr. Leonard, of course, he's also saying that he did not. I think that's just something for us to consider moving forward. We're not saying this with finality, pero again, as with the seems to be the theme of this committee hearing, maraming coincidences abound. And I think I would have more questions, but I'll reserve it for a future time. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Ms. Garma. Thank you, Commissioner
Thank
Leonardo.
you, Congressman Gutierrez. Before we call the next interpolator, meron lang akong interjection may tanong lang ako kay Colonel Leonardo. Colonel Leonardo, anong class mo sa PNPA?
Class 96 po originally, but I graduated 98 na po, Mr. Chair.
98.
Apo.
And what was the reason why you graduated in 1998?
Nagkaroon po ako ng kaso, Mr. Chair.
May we know ano yung case?
Na-implicate po ako sa isang murder case.
Murder case. But you were
Sa
still a student. Nasa academy ka pa noon.
Opo, Mr. Chair.
So when you were in the academy, meron nang na-implicate ka na sa isang murder case.
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So that's why na-turn back ka and then you graduated 1998.
Hindi po ako na-turn back actually, Mr. Chair. Sinatisfy ko lang po nung maklear po yung aking pangalan. August 1997 na po kasi yon. So, kaya pinagraduate na po ako ng 98 finally, Mr. Chair.
So na-delay lang, na-delay lang.
Opo.
But you were still inside the academy.
During the time I was clearing my name, sir, wala po. Nasa ano po ako.
Okay. Sige.
Nasa labas po ako,
I get
Mr.
it.
Chair.
Now, one more question. Kasi binabasa ko yung mga affidavits, no? Ano kaya ang maaring dahilan, no, o motibo ni Superintendent Padilla in mentioning your name, Colonel Leonardo? Ano kaya ang motibo niya?
Hindi ko po alam, Mr. Chair. Wala po akong masabi.
How about you, Colonel Garma? Ano kaya ang motibo? Bakit binanggit ang pangalan nyo ni Colonel Padilla at saka ni Jimmy Fortaleza sa kanyang sinumpaang salaysay?
Parang nasagot ko po kay Representative Gutierrez po kanina.
Sige
I
nga,
felt-
pakisagot mo nga ulit. Ano yung maaaring motibo?
Sa tingin ko, Mr. Chair, during the first hearing, na-realize niya na siya ang most guilty. And then, he needs to find a way to escape from that. Feeling ko lang, tingin ko, as I watch the first hearing, Mr. Chair. And it's easy to point na ako o si Sir because nga, na-mention ako ni Jimmy Fortaleza, Mr. Chair. And as to Jimmy Fortaleza, I can remember, during our visitation, humihingi siya ng tulong sa akin na makalabas siya. Presidential pardon or whatever. And I told him, I cannot do anything. Gawin mo lang papel mo, kumuha ka na abogada mo, and then isubmit mo. But I'm not the one who decides for that. Yan lang po sinabi ko. Humingi siya ng tulong sa akin, matulungan ko siya. Siguro dahil hindi ko siya natulungan, possible. And in fact, nung umalis pa nga kami, nagbigay pa nga kami ng pera sa kanya, tinulungan namin siya. Dahil naawa kami siya, nasa loob po siya. Nag-ambagan pa kami, 3 magka-classmate. We gave him money so he can survive inside. So I think yun po ang tingin ko lang po. No, I don't have evidence. I don't know anong takbo ng utak niya, what happened after. But for me, yan lang yung maisip kong bakit nakarating po kami sa ganitong sitwasyon, Mr. Chair.
So yun lang ang tingin nyong maring dahilan kung bakit nabanggit ni Colonel Padilla at ni Jimmy Fortaleza ang inyong pangalan sa kanilang salaysay.
For me, Mr. Chair, yun yung tingin ko po on my part, Mr. Chair.
Pwede bang matanong ko si Superintendent Padilla? Colonel Padilla, anong motibo? Bakit nyo po, meron ho ba kayong motibo kung ba't nyo nabanggit si Colonel Leonardo at saka si Colonel Garma dito sa inyong sinumpaang salaysay?
Wala po akong motibo, Your Honor. But I knew them through Jimmy Fortaleza.
So nakilala nyo sila, yung kanilang mga pangalan because of Jimmy Fortaleza.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Si Jimmy. Jimmy, narinig mo yung sagot ni Colonel Garma na maaaring ang motibo mo dahil ikaw daw ay humingi ng tulong at hindi kanya natulungan. Anong masasabi mo naman doon?
Your Honor, nung unang punta po nila dun sa Dapicol, Actually, wala pa kaming number ni Garma. Nagulat na lang ako, pumunta sila doon at binisita ko. Nung pagbisita niya, ang tinanong niya kung nasaan ba,
Pakilapit
nasaan
mo
po ba yung mga, yung mga Chinese? At sinabi ko sa kanya, nandyan sa foreigners quarter. Sabi ko, bakit Bok? Sabi niya sa akin, meron kasi kaming operation dyan.
Okay. Yun ang pagkakasabi sa'yo.
Opo.
Okay. Now,
Mr. Chair, baka pwedeng sumingit na
Congressman,
kapraso lang.
sige,
I
Congressman
hope,
Fernandez.
in the indulgence of the next interpellator. Kasi Colonel Padilla, I still remember the last time that, the first time that we have invited you here, you have mentioned si Inspector Poro. Sinabi niya that kayo ang nag-order, but in your affidavit, sinabi mo that na out of loop ka na doon sa usapan. Di ba? Meron kasi binabanggit na ganito, di ba, na hindi mo na nalaman. At as a matter of fact, andun ka sa quarters mo nung mangyari yung krimen,
Yes,
di ba?
Your Honor. It was happened Saturday and it was my rest day.
At ang binabanggit mo during that time, kasi nga, ang sinasabi namin yung command responsibility, di ba? Pero you were insisting, not executing pa yung second affidavit mo, you were insisting that it was indeed yung si guard commander, si Poro, ang siyang nag-order na ilipat yung dalawang PDL kasama nung tatlong Chinese. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor. In fact, it was written in the blatter logbook by the ship
Yes, and
commander.
I got yung blatter report mo na nandito. Di ba? Kasi you submitted it to us nung kinuha ko at ang sinasabi mo na hindi mo na alam yung naging desisyon because apparently it took you so long para implement yung order nila. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
At in other words, parang sinasabi mo dito na tong si Inspector Poro acted on his own. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Can we invite Poro? Can you kindly sit down here? Ay, oo nga. Sorry, sir. Sorry, Chairman. Tapusin ko na po to. Inspector Poro, kasi sinasabi mo during that time na si Colonel Padilla ang nag-utos sa'yo. Pero sa kanyang affidavit na sinumpaan ngayon, sinasabi niya na hindi niya na nalaman yung order kasi nga nainip na sila doon sa usapan na i-implement niya yung pagpatay doon sa tatlo. And according to him, ikaw ang nagdesisyon. Now, ngayon, ang tanong ko sa iyo, Inspector Poro, sino nag-utos sa iyo? Since hindi ka inutusan ni Colonel Padilla, sino ang nag-utos sa iyo para papasukin yung dalawang PDLs kasama yung tatlong Chinese nationals?
Si Superintendent Padilla po, Your
Paninindigan mo pa rin?
Honor. Opo.
Ha?
Opo, Your Honor.
Talagang ang sasabihin mo si Colonel Padilla pa rin?
Yes, opo, Your Honor.
Ha? So, meron kang written order coming from General Padilla?
Verbal order po, Your Honor.
What?
Verbal order po.
Ano na? Verbal.
Verbal order po, yes.
O how can you prove to us na yung verbal utos sa iyo? Paano mo papatunayan sa amin?
Ang totoo po yan, Your Honor, mayroong siyang inutusan na empleyado rin po.
Sino yung inutusan niya?
Si Officer Landro Hasim.
Okay.
Nung ginawa ko yung report ko, Your Honor, sa office, nung nadala na sa loob yung mga Chinese, dumating itong si Landro Hasim sa akin, sa opisina. Sabi niya, Sir, mayroong instruction si Sir Jerry. Ipagsamin sa isang silda yung Chinese at saka yung dalawang PDL natin. Dahil doon, tinawag ko ngayon yung ship commander, Mr. Villajos. Sabi ko sa kanya, ilagay mo sa isang silda yung tatlong Chinese at saka yung dalawang PDL natin, si Mudadaro at saka si Tan. Tapos nun, Your Honor, nung natapos ko na yung report ko, kasi nga Sabado man yun, hindi man hapon na, yung mga confiscated items na na-confiscate, dinala ko doon sa bahay ni Sir Jerry
Okay,
Padilla.
Inspector Poro, in the hierarchy of the decision making, pang-ilang ka sa
Pangatlo po,
magdidesisyon?
pangatlo, Your Honor.
Pangatlo ka.
Opo.
Ang deputy si Quinto.
Opo.
Di ba?
Yes, Your Honor. Opo.
Ngayon, sinabi sa iyo nung taong yon,
Yes, Your
di ba,
Honor.
na ilipat yung dalawa doon sa Chinese.
Yes, Your Honor.
Bilang the third highest ranking official doon sa colony. Bakit hindi mo sinabi kay Quinto? Ba't hindi mo siya kinausap?
Noong panahon na yun, Your Honor, on leave, dito sa
Sino on leave?
NBP na yun si...
Sino on leave?
Sa NBP noon na may OB pala si si Quinto, Pialis Quinto,
Oh.
siya, naka-OB sa NBP, kaya wala siya. Noong panahon na yun,
At
Your
ito
Honor.
naman,
Si Sir Jerry, doon sa bahay nila.
ba't hindi mo siya tinawagan?
Hindi, pagkatapos yun, Your Honor,
Oh.
ito, pagkatapos na bigyan ko ng instruction yung ship commander, mayroon ng instruction...
Tanong ko lang sa iyo,
Opo,
Aporo,
opo.
bakit hindi mo siya tinawagan? Since andun naman pala siya sa quarters, ba't hindi ka nag-report sa kanya?
Your Honor, please.
Alam mo, Inspector Poro, mag-isip-isip ka muna ha, bago ka sumagot ha.
Sir,
Kasi
pwede-
Mr. Chairman, ako, tingin ko, itong taong to may kinalaman. At dahil hindi na nga ma-implement, at ayaw nang implement ni Colonel Padilla, ayaw na implement ni Colonel Padilla, kaya nga niya pinatagal, ito ang taong itong kinontak para mag-implement doon sa loob. So, mag-ingat-ingat ka, Inspector. Inspector Poro, no? Kasi kapag hindi mo inayos yung mga sagot mo dito, sisiguraduhin namin sa susunod, maiiwan ka dito sa kongresong ito. Okay?
Sir,
Sige,
pwede
Mr.
po
Chairman, maraming
Thank you.
salamat.
Thank you, Congressman Fernandez.
You want to speak?
Yes, Your Honor, pwede bang papaliwanag lang po?
Anong sasagutin mo?
Kasi nung una, di ba natapos ko na yung report ko, may instruction na dalhin ko sa bahay ni Sir Jerry yung mga confiscated items. Pagdating doon, Your Honor, tinanong niya ako nilagay mo ba sa isang selda yung mga PDL at saka yung...
Sino nagtanong sa'yo?
Si Sir Jerry.
Oh,
Tinanong niya ako,
alam mo, kanina kausap mo yung isa na inutusan niya, tapos ngayon sasabihin mo siya.
paghatid
Alam mo,
ko po-
Mr. Chairman,
Sir,
stop talking. No? I think this person, Mr. Chairman, is also lying. And I think this is the person that they contacted inside. Because pwedeng-pwede siya, he is the third highest ranking official. Makakarekta ka na Andun siya Ba't hindi mo nirekta? Ito ang missing link natin dito, Mr. Chairman. Itong si Inspector Poro. And ingatan mo pagsasagot mo dahil mamaya tatanungin ka pa namin ulit. Mr. Chairman, that's it muna for the meantime.
Thank you, Congressman Fernandez, for your very short interjection. So tuloy ko lang. Tuloy ko lang ulit yung isang tanong ko kay... Kasi kanina, nung tinanong ko si Colonel Garma kung ano yung maaaring motibo ni Jimmy Fortaleza at saka ni Colonel Superintendent Padilla, ang sinagot mo, correct me if I'm wrong Colonel Garma, ang sinagot mo ay dahil sila ang most guilty. Tama ba yun? Sinabi mo?
Mr. Chair, it appears dun sa nung nanood ako nung first was that first
So yun
or
ang
second
basihan mo
hearing?
kung bakit sila si Colonel Padilla ang guilty, the most guilty.
The way po tumakbo yung committee hearing, that's how I assess.
And because you think that Colonel Padilla is the most guilty, naguhugas siya ng kamay kaya niya binanggit at saka si Colonel Leonardo?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yun ang basihan mo.
Yes, Mr. Yun ang tingin ko po sa sitwasyon during that time. Nanonood po ako, Mr. Chair.
Okay, sige. Maraming salamat. The next to interpellate is Congressman Zia Alonto Adjong. You are recognized.
A'udhu billahi minasyaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Before I ask my question, I'd like to first make a request, Mr. Chair. I was listening to the line of questioning and the exchanges between Representative Chino Almario when he was asking about the affidavit of Mr. Fortaleza. Mr. Jimmy Fortaleza, tama po yung pagkarinig ko that GM Garma called you and told you in exact words, no, doon sa affidavit mo, na tulungan sila kasi meron silang ipapagawa sa iyo?
Wala sir, walang ganyan na tulungan
Sino
sila.
po yung tumawag kanina na yung... You were saying about a phone number or text?
Actually sir,
Ano po yung text? Di ba sa affidavit mo? Text ba yun o tawag? Ikaw ba?
ano na yun sir, later part na yun.
Oh yeah.
Yes sir.
So, yun nga. That's what I'm trying to ask you.
Ang hingi lang ni... Ang una sir, yung tawag ni Colonel Garma, ang sabi niya sa akin, Bok, okay na, nag-usap na kami. Ako na bala, may mga tao kami dyan sa loob. Then, ang next niya na request sa akin, sabi niya sa akin na baka pwede daw dalhan ng pagkain yung mga tao nila na Bartolina.
Was this intimated to you through text, tawag, or in person?
Tawag po, Your Honor.
Tawag.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, tawag. So, Mr. Chair, I think GM Garma, just to be fair, she denied that ever making that calls to Mr. Fortaleza. And Mr. Fortaleza, in response to the denial of GM Garma, said that he had the number. Kasi tinanong po kanina ni Congressman Chino Almario kung nag-pop up o nag-appear yung pangalan doon sa cellphone. Now, Mr. Chair, I know this happened a couple of years ago, but there's in fact a way for us to really confirm and determine whether these calls were made. Just to prove that isa sa kanila ang nagsasabi ng totoo. Because if we rely on the testimony, it's his words against his. So may I request, Mr. Chair, that we request, if possible, no? I don't know how they can retrieve this, but there's a way to retrieve those calls, because I believe the NTC or the Telcom might be they can help us in order to secure or at least to confirm whether these calls were ever made in the time that Mr. Fortaleza told this committee that it happened sometime during I think 2016, when these 3 foreign nationals, Chinese nationals, were killed inside the Davao penal colony, Mr. Chair. So I move,
Yeah,
Mr.
okay.
Chair, I move that we request from NTC a record
Yes.
of that call, of that text, and of that number to verify whether such calls were even been made, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
COMSEC, you are directed to coordinate with the telco and the NTC as to the records of the phone call made in 2016 on those dates that was mentioned in the affidavit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Now, I would like to direct my questions to...
Congressman Adyong, just for a moment. What's this about?
It's all about the phone.
It is about...
With the indulgence of Congressman Adjong, just a short question lang po. Former Major Fortaleza, yung cellphone mo ngayon na hawak at saka yung number mo is the same number and cellphone? Pero matandaan mo pa yung number mo noon?
Hindi na po, sir.
So iba na yung number mo?
Matagal na po yun, sir. Matagal
Dahil,
na.
okay, that was 2016, so hindi na.
Hindi na, sir.
But of course, siguro naman, yung number ni Colonel Garma at the time is a public. Di ba?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Possible,
so-
sir. Possible.
Ano yun? Ang kanya ba, prepaid o...
I have no idea, sir.
The time, are you still using your number since 2016? That was August.
No, Your Honor.
So may bago ka ng cellphone.
Yes, Your Honor.
But yung cellphone mo ba dati, ito I just want to caution you, you're under oath.
Yes, Your Honor.
During the 2016 ba may prepaid ka ba o ano?
Prepaid lahat po yung phone ko,
Sorry?
Prepaid po lahat ang phone ko, Your Honor.
Prepaid lahat. Yung phone mo.
Yes, Your Honor.
If I can check on sa Smart at saka sa Globe, the time kasi Smart at Globe lang,
Prepaid.
na indeed you're not using prepaid, na may postpaid ka.
As far as I remember, prepaid.
Hindi, kaya nga.
Yes.
Simple lang naman tinatanong kita may postpaid ka ba? Wala. Hindi mo matandaan na naman?
So far, wala po akong postpaid
Oh,
during that time, Your
Now, ang
Honor.
sinasabi ko lang po, hindi pwede sa amin dito na hawak-hawak mo cellphone, no? Hindi mo alam kung nagpa-postpaid ka,
Prepaid po, Your Honor.
prepaid. But kung ma-prove ko na you have a postpaid, anong gawin natin?
2016 prepaid po ang phone ko, Your
Hindi nga eh.
Honor.
Sinasabi mo na ngayon, what if? I can prove it that you have a postpaid. Ano ang gawin natin?
Postpaid.
So you're lying. I will cite you in contempt.
No,
This
Mr.
committee-
Chair. Meron pa akong postpaid, may prepaid pa ako.
Yun na
but
nga
during
eh.
that time,
Hindi.
okay.
Sandali.
Yes,
You're not yet
yes, Your
recognized by the
Honor.
chairman. Let me finish first.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Again, sinasabi ko lang po, I just like to warn you, kanina sabi mo prepaid. Na ngayon ang winard kita, sabi mo naman, dalawang ginagamit mo, may postpaid, may prepaid. O ano ba talaga? Do you have a postpaid?
Can I,
No. Just answer me yes or no. Do you have a postpaid or not? None.
nagkaroon po ako ng postpaid
Oh,
at
yun.
prepaid, Mr. Chair.
Oh, yun. Now, postpaid mo ano? Globe o Smart?
Nako po. Hindi ko na-
Oh, ito na naman, no? Simple na yan. Dalawa lang naman eh. Kasi yung isang telco ngayon, lately lang yan. Ba't hindi mo masagot? Smart or Globe?
I think it's Globe, Mr. Chair.
O Globe? Sigurado ka?
I'm not sure. I think, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
na naman. Pipili ka lang. Colonel Garma, this is now your last chance. Pag ako magtanong, ayusin mo po, please.
Yes, Mr.
Kasi
Chair.
don't force me to cite you in contempt. Kasi ang tanong ko, simpleng-simple lang po. Ako, kahit ever since, alam ko kung anong postpaid ko, kahit 2010 pa, kahit 2001, matandaan ko po kung Smart ba o Globe. Now, again, let me rephrase my question. Ano po, inamin mo na may postpaid kayo, ano po yung postpaid mo?
Both po, meron po akong Globe and
Oh,
Smart.
mayroon ka Globe and Smart.
During my stint
Okay.
po.
Now, Mr. Chairman, I joined the motion made by Congressman Adjong for the NTC to submit all the calls during the time. August, no, Mr. Chairman, can I amend if,
Please.
yeah, records from 2015 to 2017, Mr. Chairman, because that was the time when it's Congress Chairman Ako mamaya. Because during the time 2015 at saka 2017 doon po yung yung Davao model po. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Paduana. Congressman Adjong, please proceed.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I'd like to ask both our resource persons, perhaps this goes to both of you po. Wala naman ho kayong problema, wala naman ho kayong neurological problem or anything like that. Wala naman ho kayong problema sa, you may be suffering from memory loss, selective memory loss, wala naman po, no? Kung tatanungin ko po kayo sa mga previous na mga pangyayari, based doon po sa kanilang affidavit, matatandaan nyo naman po kung anong eksaktong year, kung anong eksaktong circumstance, yung taon na nagsilbi po kayo as CIDG Director sa Davao and you as Davao City Police. No? Tama po ba?
Yes, Your
Oh,
Honor.
yeah, because as I was following the line of questioning, marami po tayong hindi natatandaan. So I'm just trying to make that very, very clear. I'll start with Commissioner Leonardo. Have you also availed of an optional retirement?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So pareho talaga kayo ni GM Garma.
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Kasi, Mr. Chair, I was actually listening to the questions kanina and there seems to be a parallelism, no? Magkapareho talaga. Yung pinoint out ni DSJJ. So both of you served as in the police agency, in law enforcement agency. Both of you have served in the same area. Both of you have landed to a more it's an attractive positions, I would really say. And at a very short period of time. Now, I heard about the word coincidence earlier was mentioned. But, you know, Mr. Chair, I don't believe in coincidence if there are close similarities between the two of you. You both have been linked, mentioned in the ICC. Both of you have served in the span of time when the Oplan Tokhang and the double barrel was being implemented aggressively. And both of you also, in the very short span of time, have transferred from one position to another. I was listening earlier, Mr. Chair, to the timeline when current Commissioner Leonardo was appointed as director, and then for a few months, appointed as undersecretary, and after a while, appointed to the commission. Similarly, Police Colonel Rowena Garma decided to avail of the optional retirement in advance and was appointed as general manager. No. The point that I'm trying to say, Mr. Chair, is what they're telling this committee is that everything happened accidentally. Na parang yung affidavits din po nung tatlong si Mr. Fortaleza, si Chief Superintendent Padilla, and si Mr. Tan and Magdadaro are all product of their own imagination. Kasi hindi ho nila pinapatunayan. Do you still maintain that position na hindi ho totoo yung mga affidavits nila? Itong apat na tao na ito na hindi naman magkakamag-anak? Na hindi naman nag-work together? I'll start with you po, Commissioner Leonardo. Do you still say na hindi po totoo yung sa affidavit po na sinalaysay na pinirmahan ng apat po na mga resource persons natin dito? You were here, no? Last committee hearing, no?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So would you say na hindi totoo yung sinasabi po nila na yung involvement po ninyo, your name was mentioned in the case of these three for nationals, no, for Chinese nationals who were killed inside the Selda. Tama po ba?
Opo, hindi po totoo.
Hindi po
Mr.
totoo.
Chair.
Kayo din po, Police Colonel GM Garma, para sa inyo hindi po totoo yan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hindi po talaga totoo. So, ibig sabihin, gawa-gawa po nila. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Kayo po, Commissioner Leonardo, gawa-gawa din po nila ito?
Palagay ko po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Okay, so, yung bilang CIDG, the regional director po, is it part of your jurisdiction to supervise or monitor the Davao Prison Colony?
Hindi po, Mr. Chair.
Tama, no? Hindi. But your office is closer to how far is the CIDG regional office to Davao Colony?
Estimate lang po, Mr. Chair, probably around 40 to 50 kilometers, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So, hindi naman ho kayong... So, hindi, pumupunta po kayo doon sa Davao Prison Colony?
Nakapunta po ako doon.
Okay. So, sinasabi nga po ninyo na hindi nyo... Na-meet nyo po ba si Jimmy Fortaleza, si Mr. Magdadaro, Mr. Tan, at saka si Chief Superintendent Padilla?
Nung time na yun, hindi po, Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
Kayo po, GM, Garma, kilala niyo po yung dalawa? Si Mr. Tan, si Mr. Magdadaro?
No, Your Honor.
Si Jimmy Fortaleza lang yung kilala niyo dahil kabok niyo, no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Opo. Paano po, Mr. Chair, Colonel Rowena Garma, kilala niyo po si Chief Superintendent Padilla, ng Bucor?
Yeah, I met him, Your Honor.
Ilang beses po?
Once only, Your Honor.
Okay. Pero yung dalawa, hindi niyo po na-meet?
Hindi po, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Mr. Chair, gusto kong tanungin si Leopoldo Tan. Kilala niyo ho ba si Commissioner Leopoldo? Leonardo? Bago po nangyari yung sinasabi niyo pong insidente?
Sa pangalan lang po.
Okay,
dahil sa,
pero hindi niyo po na-meet?
Hindi po.
Okay. Kayo po, Mr. Magdadaro?
Hindi po namin na-meet po.
Okay. Pero hindi niyo ho siya kilala? Ito yung pangalan na hindi niyo naririnig parate?
Opo.
Okay. Hindi ko natatanungin si Jimmy Fortaleza at saka si Padilla kasi meron natang mga okasyon. What is so confusing, Mr. Chair, is that all of these 4 individuals mentioned these names. At hindi naman pupunta si Commissioner Leonardo. According to him, hindi naman siya bumibisita palagi sa Davao Penal Code, Penal Farm kasi medyo malayo at saka hindi sa jurisdiction niya. Si GM naman, Garma, although kilala niya si Jimmy Fortaleza, ay hindi rin niya kilala itong dalawa. For an average-minded person, how can 4 individuals who don't share rooms together, who don't work together, happens to mention these 2 names? Citing a specific case, a specific circumstance, a specific date. Unless there are a Pulitzer writer na maniniwala ako sa imagination nila, para sa akin, Mr. Chair, it's quite impossible for an ordinary-minded person to come up with the same story. I don't think they are too endowed with their imagination to come up with that kind of story involving specific names, individuals na hindi naman kilala. And what's so striking, Mr. Chair, is that it happened at the height of the Oplan, Tokhang, and subsequently the double barrel. Now, I'd like to ask po, kasi marami pong similarities eh. Hindi ako naniniwala. Ano sasabihin pa ba natin na coincidence yung imagination nila, nag-isip-isip silang tatlo? Pare-pareho, nag-corroborate yung kanilang testimonies? I don't think so. That's not a coincidence for me. So, wag nyo na rin pong sabihin na maybe that's all coincidence. So now, I'd like to ask you po, Commissioner Leonardo. Kanina po, tinatanong po kayo kung naging successful ba para sa inyo yung Oplang Tokhang and yung double barrel. Gusto ko lang pong marinig uli sa inyo.
In general po, successful po para
So
sa
pag
akin.
sinabi niyo pong successful, you stick your life to it, you really believe and you really support, no? Pag sinabi mong successful, of course, bakit mo sasabihin successful isang bagay kung hindi ka naman sumusuporta? Tama ho ba?
Tama po.
Okay, so you really support. Kayo po, Colonel Garma, would you say that the war on drugs at that time was really successful?
I don't think so, Mr. Chair.
So you don't think so?
Um,
How many deaths again
po-
have we recorded during your stay in Cebu City? You don't think the war on drugs, let's be specific about it because I heard you responding to the question na let's not call it war on drugs because we don't use that. Okay, let's use the terminology under your policy at that time. It's Tokhang, Oplan Tokhang, and Oplan Double Barrel. So which of these 2 policies, no, or yung program, do you think is more successful or both of them are successful?
Mr. Chair, yung Tokhang po, parang hindi ko pa naabutan, hindi pa yun, I think, na-implement.
No, it's
It's
okay.
more on police operations and patrol po.
Okay, I'll give you that. That's a fair
Yes,
response. But I'll give you that. Do you think being part of the previous administration, would you say that it was successful?
As far as my stint in Cebu City as city director, I think it is successful based on the feedback of the people in the community, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so now my second question is, Mr. Chair, I'd like to take advantage of the presence of our Dean here, Attorney Dean Shell Jokno. Umalis na ba?
Yes.